I have a problem. Here at Connected Car, we like to examine the latest automotive technology. We do this by bringing in press cars, reviewing them, making films about them, and publishing those films so that you, our audience, can watch them. In the past, we've endeavoured to show you every special feature of the cars we have along, and we've done some pretty comprehensive reviews. But as time goes by, cars are getting more and more techy. Trying to fit everything into a watchable video was already becoming a bit of a challenge. And then this comes along, the Audi A8. We've never seen a car with so much technology. If we tried to film and talk about every single feature in this car, well, the movie would go on for an hour and you wouldn't want to watch it. So in this video, we'll look at things a little differently. Early in 2017, I interviewed Peter Steiner of Audi Electronics Venture and Marcus Keith, Audi's Director of Development for Operating Systems and Audi Connect. They were talking me through Audi's vision for the connected car. At the same time, we reviewed Audi Connect and Audi Virtual Cockpit in an A4. While Peter Steiner and Marcus Keith were proud of what we were seeing in the A4 at that time, they told us that what we really needed to do was to wait for the new A8 to come along, to see what Audi was really capable of. So we did, wait that is, and the new A8 came along. Audi supplied us with an A8L 50 TDI. In new Audi badge speak, that means it's a long wheelbase version and has a 3-litre V6 diesel with 286 horsepower and 442 pounds-foot of torque. It's also a mild hybrid with a 48-volt electric motor and additional lithium-ion battery. This reduces fuel consumption and CO2 emissions and makes low-speed driving smoother. To maintain this smooth progress, the A8 also comes as standard with all-round air suspension. And what was the cost of this car? Well, before any options, the A8L has a list price of £72,210. This one, with a not unusual level of press car options, came in at £109,110. Gulp. Some of the big ticket items in that options lineup included the 20-inch wheels, the front and rear seat massage, the comfort and sound pack, which includes the upgraded B&O 3D advanced sound system, and then there's the rear seat entertainment pack with 2 Audi tablet screens. Other options included the City Assist pack, HD Matrix LED headlights, dynamic all-wheel steering, panoramic sunroof, OLED rear lights, and much more. This is one incredibly well-equipped car. As I said, we're not going to do a feature-by-feature review. Let's jump in. Inevitably, we're very interested in the infotainment, connectivity, and driver assistance systems. One quick look tells you that a very familiar Audi feature has disappeared. That's the rotary MMI controller. Now, everything's managed via 2 touchscreens that are complemented by steering wheel controls. While Audi can't yet do anything about the inevitable problem of the screens quickly getting covered in fingerprints, which is a constant issue when you're filming, I can tell you, the company has implemented haptic touchscreen control. This means that in return for touching controls on the screen a little more firmly than you might with conventional touchscreens, you get a slight response, what feels like a dip and a buzz, confirming that you have actually entered a command or instruction. Here at Connected Car, we filmed Bosch demoing this at CES in January 2016, and it seems like it's made its way into the Audi dashboard. This is a good and useful system we like. After using the 2 screens for a while and with the occasional tweak of the steering wheel controls, you become familiarised. Overall, 2 years development of Audi Connect and Virtual Cockpit does seem to have made a difference. And despite controlling many more functions, the systems in this car just seem to be better integrated, easier to use, and they look nicer than those that we used in the A4. All of this infotainment extends into the back of the car too, courtesy of this car's rear seat entertainment pack with its 2 Android-based tablets and the mini tablet in the centre armrest. Rear passengers can while away the hours exploring the car's equipment and settings, watching TV, surfing the internet, or whatever takes their fancy. Oh, and they can remove the tablets too. Naturally, this is a fully connected car and configuring Bluetooth and Wi-Fi was very straightforward. What a blessing. Voice control has also come on in leaps and bounds too, and voice control of your destination input is really handy. While we're talking navigation, I had real cause to love Audi's system. Why? Well, one of the worst driving experiences you can have here in the UK is to have to drive a long distance on a main national holiday. We had an extended holiday weekend while the A8 was in our hands, and I ended up having to drive 220 miles from a tourist hotspot back to my home, and on the opening day of that holiday, the entire population was on the road, and then we didn't leave until 3:15 in the afternoon. If you add in the fact that this was going to be virtually all cross-country with no motorways, this was a potential driving nightmare. You know what? The Audi nav system navigated us perfectly, diverting us away from the traffic pinch points, and we made it all the way home with no traffic jams at all. Comfortable and unstressed. Unbelievable. That's what driver assistance systems are all about. And what's it like to drive? Well, in a word, sublime. Quattro drive, air suspension, all-wheel steering, and the sheer vault-like serenity of the interior of the A8 meant that stepping inside and setting off on a journey was always like sliding into a warm bath surrounded by scented candles and with a glass of the finest Chateau whatnot in your hand. If there was one area where the experience was perhaps less than 100% Sybaritic, it was when the engine was extended. This being the 3-litre diesel version, you are very occasionally aware that this is a big heavy car. Still, that's nothing that selecting a more powerful engine option couldn't fix. And let's be honest, this is a limo, not a sports car. You're not going to be driving it around with the accelerator buried in the carpet and the door handle scraping on the tarmac. When you are driving down the road, the A8 does its best to make the driver's life as easy as possible. In terms of driver assistance systems, the A8 has adaptive cruise assist, for example. This accelerates, brakes, maintains distances and steers anywhere up to 155 miles an hour. The systems detect lane markings and objects next to the road, vehicles in adjacent lanes and multiple vehicles ahead. It'll keep the vehicle in the centre of the lane and maintain speed and distance or adjust the speed to the situation. It does this using the radar sensor, laser scanner, front camera and ultrasonic sensors that permanently monitor the vehicle's surroundings. But one of the headline features is that the A8 is claimed to be the most autonomous car on the road today. Audi AI enables level 3 hands-off autonomous driving. It's available on the A8 and is being rolled out on a country-by-country basis. Sadly, UK legislation doesn't allow this to be available here yet, but Audi told us this week that all models built from Q3 this year will have the necessary functionality, and no doubt they'll be able to enable it by an over-the-air update when it does become legal. It's a shame though, it would have been great to try this. Moving on. There's a head-up display of course, one of the better ones I've used. Audi Pre-Sense Front monitors the traffic in front of the vehicle for potential collision hazards. Pre-Sense provides multiple levels of driver support. Then there's camera-based traffic sign recognition. Up to 3 traffic signs can be displayed in the Audi virtual cockpit at any one time. Let's talk about some of the other options. There's the lights. They all merit a mention. Not only are the headlights astonishingly bright, but the HD matrix LEDs also do the trick of automatically dipping or turning off individual lighting diodes, creating corridors of light on either side of the vehicle or the object in front of it. Though this isn't unique, it's still cool, as is a theatre curtain style way that the main beam is extended across the road at night. Then factor in the amazing B&O sound system, that huge panoramic sunroof with individual front and rear screens, all-round sun blinds, acoustic double glazing, and the extended multicoloured interior LED lighting back that allows you to light the car's interior to suit your mood. It's all there, and I'm finding it really tough to do this car's systems justice. But what does it boil down to? What's this car really like to live with? In a word, superlative. Cars we've reviewed previously have had their share of embedded tech, but pretty much everything pales by comparison with this A8. But the absolutely key point is that the A8 doesn't overload or overwhelm you with tech. Every time I stepped into this car and set off on a journey, I experienced various feelings, including confidence, security, capability and comfort. The A8 delivers a different level of ambiance to, say, a Jaguar XJ or an S-Class. Some even go so far as to say it's austere. Now, I like my comfort as much as any man, but I can honestly say that the technology package and driving experience provided by the Audi A8 combine to deliver a truly rewarding driving and ownership experience. If I had to drive to the Arctic Circle in the middle of winter, I'd do it in this car without hesitation. And I'm confident that I'd arrive there unstressed and relaxed. So yes, this is a very good car. Audi hasn't just thrown tech at the A8 for the sake of it. It's designed and implemented its infotainment, driver assistance and autonomous systems in a thoughtful and considered manner. Yes, I am a fan, and perhaps I should now own up to the fact that I previously owned 2 iterations of the A8. Of course, the systems we've experienced in this A8, which were the future at the time we were speaking to those Audi execs in early 2017, will now already be old news to Audi's engineers. The market never stands still, and with Mercedes rolling out its latest MBUX infotainment system in the new A-Class, including augmented reality navigation, Audi can't pause its development process for a moment. The A8 is a landmark car today, but it won't stay that way for long. However, with the Q9 and the e-tron coming along, we can expect Audi to wow us again.